Hello, everyone, and welcome as the USHL Draft finishing up yesterday, Phase 1, Phase 2 earlier this week, and Fargo Force and the coaching staff has been busy as General Manager Cary Eades joins us. And first of all, good to see you, Coach. And now you get now you get to see kind of the fruits of your labors here in the last couple of days. But overall, your assessment of what you came up with here in the last 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, we're really excited. First of all, we'll start with Phase 1. Really nailed a lot of our top picks. You know, it was a different season with youth nationals being canceled, national training development program tryout being canceled. So, you know, we feel we did a lot of homework throughout the year and got a lot of our top picks. Mentioned our first two picks, Camden Shasby and Reed Kahn. Shasby is a skilled left-handed skating offensive defenseman. Reed Kahn, perfect partner for him down the road. Big, tall, lanky. He can have some offensive punch, but he's mean as well. And we got some good forwards and Knubel and Valdez and Lamb and so on. We like all our guys, and you never know with Phase 1 where it turns out. Tristan Brose was our final pick 2 years ago, and he was on the all-league second rookie team. So a lot of development needs to go in with those players, and we're just excited where they're at now and where they might be a year or two from now.
When that Phase 1, where it is like this year, it's basically guys born in 2004. These are guys that you might see maybe a year, maybe 2 years down the line. And I mean, what you're looking for in that phase compared to Phase 2, where guys that are going to be fighting for spots next year, does what you're looking for change at all?
Yeah, I mean, Phase 1 is basically a futures draft. Their players, 99% of them are at least a year away, and as you mentioned, sometimes 2 years away at development. So that kind of goes into our planning as well, where these players are playing next year, what kind of coaching they're getting, and that's why we're pretty solid where these guys are going, and we're happy that they're going to come to us. So it's definitely with a future in mind, and that's where you stock your cupboards or restock your cupboards. It's become a much more important part of a successful team in the USHL.
You made a pretty significant move yesterday into the Phase 2 of the draft. You made a deal with Sioux City, trading a first-round pick for Scott Morrow, who's a pretty decorated player playing at Shattuck St. Mary's, and that program speaks for itself. But he's got some pretty gaudy numbers last year.
Yeah, Scott's an unbelievable talent. He's a right-handed defenseman, got good size, and he's like a bigger, stronger Ty Farmer that played with us 2 years ago. So he's going to be all over the ice a little bit. We'll have to find a good stay-at-home left-handed D partner for him, which we will. But an extreme talent. We think that out of players that are players that weren't in the USHL last year, he'd probably be the most talented defenseman available. He's committed to the University of North Dakota, so a year down the road we'll be lining up there in Grand Forks. So it'll be nice for him to catch a few of their games and watch a practice now and again. And just as far as Scott, he's just a real good defender, and yet a supreme talent on the offensive side of it from the blue line. So we're really excited to start our day off in Phase 2 and acquiring his rights.
Your first-round pick, Andrew Miller, a goalie, played in the NHL last year with Bismarck, and did you look to draft for need there? Or was that just something that kind of just fell into your lap?
Well, it's an emphasis. As far as the best or most important position on a team is goaltender. So we feel that we needed a guy to come in and be able to compete for the number one job. Obviously with Brennan Boynton coming back, and then Castro at 2003, we have some options there for people to compete for jobs. But Miller is a player that we've known for a long time, and Foley had a great year in Bismarck. We figure he's ready for a step to the USHL before going to Minnesota State Mankato. So thrilled to get him as well.
You went kind of forward heavy there, at least 4 out of the next 5 picks after Miller. You went to forwards, kind of went defense a little bit more. Maybe talk about some guys that going to be fighting for spots here, and some names we need to get familiar with for next season.
Yeah, our second pick, Trevor Greibel, U.S. kid that's played 2 years in the BC League in Wenatchee, and North Dakota native Liz Littler's done a great job of developing him. So he's another guy that's going to add to Scotty Morrow on the blue line. And then we have a bunch of forwards, as you said, Hansen, Krasa, Novak, Cartman, all are a little bit different type of players. Are going to add to our forward mix returning. So the phase 2 is a little bit of a crapshoot. Sometimes players decide to stay at home. You're not 100% certain if they're coming to league. So there's some recruiting and discussions that need to go on to get these players through a camp and to solidify that some of them are going to be for sure in a Fargo Force uniform next year.
With that recruiting aspect, do you look at, it's kind of like being a college coach, I guess, and you've done that in your career, Cary, but what are the things that you sell them on the league and what you can offer with Fargo, with facilities and everything else?
Yeah, the league sells itself. A few people in Canada that maybe not familiar with it, and obviously with the number of NHL draft picks that have come out of our league, especially first rounders in the last 5 years, more than some of the leagues in the CHL. That's something that goes unspoken. But for our situation here, obviously having a great arena in Shields Arena, and next door having Farmers Union, never having to leave our locker room. The athletic bubble next door, Sanford Fitness. Our players being able to be trained and develop there, as well as unlimited ice in the morning. So we've got a great setup here. Our fans are great. Fargo is growing. It's hockey country. People, when they come here and or see us online, which we've done a lot of lately, and show them our facilities, it's a pretty easy decision to say, hey, Fargo's a great place that we can develop and then go on to college, as we've done a lot here in the last 5 years. Yeah,
no question. Cary Eades, General Manager of the Fargo Force, a post USHL Draft update. Cary, appreciate it. Stay safe, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks very much for having me on.